Hello, welcome to Lemon's Juice, where we talk anything and everything entertainment. I'm, of course, the Lemon himself, Zeke Lemon, and this is my review for Heretic. But before we get into that, let's get the house cleaning out of the way, shall we? I'm just leave a like, comment below, let me know your thoughts on Heretic, and of course, hit that subscribe button as it helps me grow into my YouTube career. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, all that out of the way, let's get into the review, shall we? So, Heretic, the latest from A24, one of my favorite studios, starring Hugh Grant as Mr. Reed, Sophie Thrasher as Sister Barnes, and Chloe East as Sister Paxton. And what the story is that these two girls who are, spreading the good news, right, about our Lord and Savior, Jesus, and they're going from door to door, and when they get to Mr. East, he's like, yeah, I'm actually interested. He's one of the few people that would say yes, and he invites them in, and then therefore a game comes afoot about religion on what is the one true religion in this world. And I didn't know much more of anything going into this movie. I was like, Hugh Grant in an A24 movie. Sold. That's all I needed. So everything going through this movie, and I saw, one trailer because, that's how I figured out about the movie. And I was like, you know what? I'm all for that. Look, if y'all follow me for a while, y'all do know the type of horror movies. Horror is my favorite genre, but the ones that resonate with me the most, the ones that pique my interest, is either paranormal or it's religious type horror. And this was just right up my alley for it. Now, I wouldn't necessarily say this is really horror. I would say it's more thriller than anything. It is a fun game. I mean, Hugh Grant chews up the scenery in this movie. He is absolutely the standout. He is the takeaway. He is the reason why you are coming to see this movie. And he definitely delivers on that whatsoever. I mean, honestly, it's one of the best performances of the year. Oscar contending, I don't know. But he is definitely within the top 10 of performances of the year, absolutely. And also the script writing is very, very tight. This is one of those movies where you really have to pay attention to every single line to really understand what's going on. And also, look, like I said, I love A24. I like how they challenge me as a viewer and how every time I come out of one, I really don't know how I truly feel. Like when I do my immediate reactions on TikTok, they're always a little very vague because again, I'm still trying to process how I really feel about the movie coming out of it, where I do really need to sit on it and maybe watch a couple of videos to lean if I like the movie or not. I will say this year overall for A24 hasn't been their best year, especially when it does come to the horror flicks. I don't remember the title, but there was the one with the girl who's pregnant and then they bring in the husband's mom and the mom's like racist or something like that. I don't fully remember the movie, but I was like, that's not really good. That one wasn't really, really good. And there was a couple of other ones that I wasn't a huge fan of either. I Saw the TV Glow was a good one. I don't consider that as a horror movie, but that's one of the good A24s. But I would say overall, 2024 has been A24's best year. This movie, however, does remind me of the Hereditaries, the Midsommars, the Lighthouse, the Witch. Not scary than those movies, but that's the type of form and quality that I come to expect with these types of horror movies when it comes to A24. Tight script. It was also one of those ones where I didn't know how I felt coming out of it, and is that I liked the movie. Hell, I love the movie. I already recommended it to a few people. I'm like, hey, I think this is up your alley, and I think you need to head to the theaters to go see this film. There are a couple of spots within it where I'm like, I don't know, I think we may have jumped the shark because this movie is so grounded, and it's like rooted in realism as much as you can get. And there is a point where it does feel like, okay, we're going to try to get some supernatural stuff in it, which, by all means is religious horror and conversations. And, it does dabble in the paranormal a little bit within that. However, I just felt like it was so rooted. And again, when it just focused on the root cause of this, of what is the true religion of this world, and the debate and the conversations back and forth of these two girls who are just trying, to get them on their side, or, they're doing their duties of what they're supposed to do. And this guy who's just challenging them. And I guess they're told not to challenge back. But when they do start to challenge back, and it was at that core, was at that constant debate, the movie really sings and thrives. And some of the angles that he does do, where again, it is a little bit more supernatural, if you will. I was like, I think we may have lost it. I think we may have jumped the shark here. But then they explains later on, and boy, does it just complete as a full movie where I'm just like, man, that's a badass flick. And again, it goes back to the writing as well. Hugh Grant is what the standout is, and the two ladies, Thatcher and East, they did fantastic as well. I mean, they're good to go toe-to-toe with Hugh Grant, and they do. But the screenwriting of this flick, again, from the opening line, it sets the theme of the whole entire movie. And it goes back to that line over and over and over again, and not in a way where, you know, it feels redundant. Y'all hear me complain about that all the time. I'm like, okay, hell, it was in my Venom review where I go, look, you already set the stakes. You already set what you are trying to do here. You don't need to keep bashing me over the head with it. But they have all these different analogies within it that I didn't really mind it in this flick at all. And again, the fact that it keeps going back to that, and it keeps going back to that point, and how it does end in the end, I just think it really tied up in a nice, beautiful bow. And I was worried when this movie began, because we had some rowdy kids and at the beginning, or I don't know if they were necessarily kids, they were acting like children. I will say that. As the trailers were going, I mean, you could just hear them talking, like being super loud, like really trying to be like, yeah, focus on me, and even at the beginning. But as the movie started, it all went away. And I credit movies when they are able to do that, because, you know, we live in a day and age where, you know, people are always on their phones at the movies, and people are like, oh, theaters need to do a lot better. And I actually have a different opinion when it comes to that. Yes, overall, people shouldn't be on their phones. That is the rule. If you're going to the theater, you should watch the big screen, not the tiny screen in your hand. And you should be focused on the movie and not having conversations with the person next to you, unless it's revolved around the movie. I do fully agree with that. However, I am also part of, look, we live in a day and age where movie ticket prices are almost the equivalent to concert prices if you're going to go sit in the nosebleeds. Maybe. Depends on the start, right? So therefore, it's an event. And if it's an event, and when you're going to see a movie, it is up to the movie's job to make you entertained, for you to not look at that small screen. So as the movie began, I was like, okay, we're going to have a rowdy crowd. We're going to see if this movie can shut them up. And it did. And I think a movie's job is as much as responsible to get the audience to shut up and focus and to get them off their phones as it is for the theater workers and just, you know, common human decency to do that as well. And this movie did that, which most of the time the movie loses. So if I had to rank it on the lemon scale, where it goes sour lemon, expired store-bought lemonade, lemonade in the middle, freshly squeezed lemonade, and then strawberry lemonade at the very top, man, I don't know. I really do think this may be a strawberry lemonade for me. I've only given out, I want to say this is probably the third one, maybe the fourth, because I think The Raw Robot got a strawberry lemonade, Inside Out 2 got a strawberry lemonade, Alien Romulus, and then this one. I think this is a very tight movie. It does not overstay its welcome and knew exactly when to get out. It does introduce some things. I'm like, oh, we may have jumped the shark here, but then the way that it's explained, and again within the script writing, from the beginning, from the middle to the end, it just really ties up a nice bow. Excellent performances, good cinematography, how the game is played in the conversations, all the way through, always engaging throughout the whole entire flick. Yeah, I think this is as close to a good, solid movie that you're gonna get. And again, I think it is worthy of the highest honor here on this channel, which is a strawberry lemonade. So let me know what y'all think about it down in the comment section. If you made it this far, please leave a like. I would really appreciate that. And again, hit that subscribe button, as more content is heading your way very soon. Got the Penguin finale coming up. I think we're gonna do the Alex Cross series that's on Amazon Prime. I really like the trailer, and I like the star that's in it. And then we got Dune Prophecy, and then so much more heading your way very soon. So hit that subscribe button for all of that. And until next time, guys, I'll see you here at Lemon Studios.